Hey everybody, Al Gattullo here. We are up to episode number 8. That's right, number 8 of the Al Gattullo Craft Beer videocast, podcast, however you want to call it. Again, still trying to figure out a name for the show, and eventually we will, hopefully before the end of the year. But anyway, wanted to talk to you today about a couple of different things. We're going to actually be featuring, instead of beer today, craft beer, we're going to be featuring cider today. It's pure cider from Possman. That's right, pure cider from Possman. They're a German maker that makes apple wine and cider. They've been making apple wine for hundreds of years. They've been making cider as well. They go back over almost 125 years, and we're going to talk about them in just a little bit, and their cider that I had a few weeks ago at Paragon Tap and Table on draft. Found out it was on bottle. And let me tell you something, the cider is a big thing these days. You've got Woodchuck, you've got Angry Orchard, you got all these different ciders companies that are out there. Some of them are owned by beer makers themselves. But this one, pure German cider, it is fantastic. And we'll get a taste of that a little bit later about Possman Pure Cider from Germany. But a couple things that I wanted to talk about before we get into the whole Possman cider stuff. Because, you know, it's around the holidays. People are looking for different things. Different ciders to try, different beers to try. Stouts are big, IPAs, all of this stuff. And we'll get into it. But what I wanted to get into first, before we get into the cider, some of the things that are going on, some of the beers that I've tried over the last week. Obviously, we can't get to all of them here, but wanted to tell you a little bit about a few of the beers that I've had over the past week and maybe turn you on to them. First off, one that is located in New York, upstate New York. Good friend of mine, Buddy Watson, had come down during the Thanksgiving break, wanted to hang out with me, had brought me some beer from upstate New York, actually gave me a growler, big 32-ounce growler of it, and it's fantastic. Wolf Howell Brewery Company. They're located in Glenville, New York. They're just outside of Albany, and wolfhollowbrewing.com is the website if you want to check it out. I had their Christmas Scotch Ale. It's a Scottish wee heavy, so obviously lots of bourbon, lots of Scotch in there. 10% ABV. What's ABV, folks? Alcohol by volume. That's right. So very strong. Bourbon-soaked oak chips they put into the mix when they're making it. Amazing flavor. Very heavy on the Scotch. And let me tell you something. It was fantastic. We ended up polishing off about half the growler, brought it home, had another couple glasses on Sunday. Really good. If you're upstate New York, you're looking near Albany, and you're looking for some breweries, Wolf Hollow Brewing Company, check those guys out. Great stuff. That's their Christmas offering, but they've got other beers on tap there as well, tastings, and you can get a growler and bring it home. Now, some other stuff that I tried this past week. Last Friday, I had the Epitome from Carton, smooth, dark, and delicious. Had that over at Paragon Tap and Table. Had the Commodore from Ballast Point. It's a decent dry stout if you're looking at an American type of stout. Little dry for me. I like my stouts with a little bit more flavor, a little bit more coffee flavor. Higher Math from Dogfish. Oh my God. This one bottle cost me $10. It was worth the money that I spent. 17% ABV. Chocolate, sour cherry juice in the mix. Unbelievable flavors. And let me tell you something. Knocked me out on my feet. I'll tell you, very strong. It's one of those things, you're not going to finish the bottle by yourself. You really should have a couple of people sampling it. It was delicious. Once again, Dogfish Head. They never make a bad beer. Knocked it right out of the park. Another one from Ballast Point, the Calm Before the Storm. Awesome. Just a sick vanilla taste. Smooth. It was perfect. Had it on tap over in Brooklyn at the Wicked Monk. Fantastic. I mean, and I have a few on bottle. I haven't had a chance to tap yet, but I had it on tap over there at the Wicked Monk in Brooklyn. Unbelievable. Then I had a latte stout from Beanery Brewing. Not bitter, heavy coffee flavors, a perfect after-dinner beer. Beanery Brewing, just unbelievable. It was delicious. It was definitely the type of beer you have after dinner, and believe me, worth every penny of it. So just a couple of the beers that I had tried over the past week. Going to be trying some new ones tonight. We'll get those to you next week. One of them I'm really looking forward to, Blue Point Oatmeal Stout. Found it in New York over at the Whole Foods in Tribeca. Fantastic. Can't wait to try it tonight with some friends. And quick mentions, some thanks, and I'll get to, I'll get to the thank yous at the end of the podcast. So we'll hold on to that for a minute. Also, you see the hat behind me over here, New Jersey Craft Beer. Just renewed my membership for 2016. If you live in New Jersey and you buy craft beer and you go to gastropubs and restaurants, this is the membership to have. Look it up, NewJerseyCraftBeer.com. Mike runs it. It's awesome. You save money at over 600 restaurants, breweries, and liquor stores in the state of New Jersey if you live in the state of New Jersey. It's awesome. All right, so let's get to Possman Pure Cider. All right, this is a new one, gluten-free, 5% ABVs. We're not going to talk about what we normally talk about, IBUs, because there really isn't any bittering in here in cider. So not going to get into the IBUs, but it's a 5% alcohol by volume, so it's a little strong. It's about $10 for a 4-pack. It's a little bit pricey because obviously it's coming from Germany. It's not coming, being made here in America. Company's been making cider and wine apple wine for over 125 years. Started in 1881 by Philip Possman in Frankfurt, Germany. Possman.com, Possman.com is the website. Been family owned, 4th generation, and all they make, apple wine and cider. Fantastic stuff. So anyway, let's crack this open. We'll give this a quick crack here. You know, when we're talking about craft beer, what are we talking about? We're talking about places that are small, an annual production of 6 million barrels or less. We're talking about independent. Less than 25% of the craft brewery is owned by a big beer maker. And traditional, it's down-to-earth ingredients and fermentation. Now, in the case of the cider, obviously, it's a family-owned company. They've had it for 4 generations. All they make is apple wine and cider. But just wanted to give you a little bit of an insight into craft beer and what it's all about. Now, got my Garden State Brewfest glass from 2014. We got our cider. Let's pour that in there. You know, it's not too bubbly. Pours great. Just a little under a 12-ounce bottle. Got just a great apple flavor. Can really smell a little bit of the tartness of the apples. Oh, that's really good. You know, if you're not into ciders because you feel like they're too sour or they're too tart on the tongue, they're too bitter, they have that too much carbonation in them, this is really the one to go for. It's very smooth. It's almost like wine, but it's a little bit sweet. It's not too sweet. If you're not into the sweet stuff and you want something with just a little bit of sweet, this is the one for you. Possman Pure Cider. Let's take another sip. Yeah, that's it. That's the cider for me. If I'm going to have any cider, this is what I want. I want Possman Pure Cider. It's fantastic. Some of the other ciders, I feel like they're a little too carbonated. I think they get a little too crazy with different flavors, and some of the flavors are really good. But you do an apple ginger and all this other stuff, I think you get a little too crazy about those types of things, and so I feel like it loses something. This cider, however, is just the right amount of sweetness, finishes dry. It's just got a really, really good apple taste, and I don't feel like after I've had one, I don't want to have another. I feel like I could drink 2 or 3 more of those, and I could be doing pretty good. You know what I mean? So, anyway, like I said, pure cider from Possman. Possman.com, Possman.com is the website. You can check those guys out. Just wanted to give out a couple of thanks to Buddy Watson for bringing the Growler, having a great time last week, drinking and sharing beers with him. And that's really what craft beer is all about. It's about drinking different things, sharing them with your friends. You get different tastes of different beers, and you figure out what you like. That's really what you should do. It's not about getting drunk. It's not about drinking to excess. It's about sampling different things and enjoying it, just like you'd enjoy wine, cigars, good food, anything like that. Also want to thank Mike DeSimone, the general manager of Paragon Tap. Does a great job over at Paragon and also the Morris Tap and Grill. They do a fantastic job. Mike is the guy in charge of getting all those great beers that are in there. You should check them out. Paragon is located in Clark. The Morris Tap and Grill is located in Morris Plains. And Biggie, thanks for driving last Saturday. You're the man, my man. You are the man, Biggie. And Mike from New Jersey Craft Beer, he runs the website, the hat you see behind me. Go check those guys out. If you drink or buy craft beer in New Jersey, you go out to eat, you like to have a good time, get this membership. It's $25 for the year. It's awesome. You make your money back in like a month or two if you buy in even decent quantities. You save at restaurants. It's awesome. I'm telling you, check it out. You cannot go wrong. Also, just a couple of things on Paragon Tap and Table coming up. Coming up this Thursday night, December 10th, Global Beer and Cheer Night. It's the best of their holiday ales and Ugly Sweater Night. Sam Adams, some beers from Belgium. Going to be a great time. Thursday night starts at 5 o'clock. I'll be there. If you see me, maybe I'll buy you a beer. And December 16th at Paragon, which is a Wednesday night, Paragon Tap and Table, located in Clark, New Jersey, exit 135 off the Garden State Parkway. It's Bolero Snort Night with special casks and so much more. So that's it for this edition of the Al Gattullo Craft Beer video cast. Hope you enjoyed it. We talked about Possman Pure Cider from Germany. Great, great German cider. If you're looking for something that's not too sweet, not a lot of bubbles, and you can have a good time drinking a few of these over a roaring fire. We'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.